Hello everyone, welcome to this video. My name is Abushad. In this video, I am going to show you horizontal pod autoscaling based on memory usage. I have already uploaded another video which is horizontal pod autoscaling based on CPU usage, which is already there in my channel. You can go and refer it. It is better if you watch that video to get the basics clear, and then you can come and watch this video. Okay, so as you can see in the diagram, we have the prerequisites, which are metric server and request and limits to be configured under resources. This specific configuration we need to do. I have seen people do mistakes, and the horizontal pod auto scaling won't work because of this small mistake. Okay, the metric server is already installed and all the resources are already there in the Kubernetes. I'm not going to show this to shorten the length of this video. Okay, we are going to see deployment, HPA and service objects. I will show you how this is deployed, and I will show you a demo on how the original pod auto scaling works and whether we were able to generate more ports and whether it scales down when the load goes down. Okay, the service is not accessed here because we are not going to use the same load generator port, and using the nginx service we were accessing the http link, but here we are going to use a command called stress. Okay, because I have seen the load generator port is not able to generate much load on the memory, so I'm going to use stress command instead. Okay, I will put a link in the description for the AWS EKS, so you can go and refer and see how we can create a AWS EKS using EKS CTL. Okay, now we go and see how we can create the original pod auto scaling. And there is another important point to remember. There is a cooling period of around 5 minutes during the scale out or scale in. For both, there is a cooling period of around 5 minutes. Okay, let's access the terminals now, and we will start configuring the resources, and then we will see how the original pod auto scaling works. Okay, this is the terminal. kubectl get all. Nothing is running, so I have already created the deployment YAML file, which is generated when we use the imperative command to create our original pod auto scaling in our last video. Okay, so I'm going to show you the deployment YAML file. I've made a small change here. I have reduced the memory request and limit from 500 MI to 100 MI, and from 250 MI to 50 MI. So this is the only difference from the old configuration. So I'm going to create this deployment. Okay, so the deployment is created now. Let's create the service, and I've already created the YAML file. So this is there in the old video. Okay, this is the same service YAML file. I'm going to use the same file. kubectl apply as a HPA service. Okay, so that is also created. Let's see, kubectl get all. So now the deployment is also working. One port is running, and there's a service also created. Now we will go and create the HPA. Metric server is already running. Okay, so I'm going to show you the configuration in HPA. I have made some configuration changes here. First one is API version, which is auto scaling v2 beta 1, and then I have added the metric section here, you can see, and the target average utilization is 80%. This 80% is based on the request, not the limit. Okay, so the request is 50 MI, so the target average utilization is 80% for that 50 MI. Okay, let's create this horizontal pod autoscaler. apply accept HPMM. Okay, kubectl get, sorry. Okay, it is unknown. It will take a while to collect the metrics and then it starts showing some percentage. Yeah, it is showing 6% now. Okay, so as I mentioned, we are not going to use the same load generator port for generating the load because it was not creating much load on the memory. Okay, so I'm going to use the stress command to generate some load on the memory, and we will see how the horizontal port autoscaler scale out and scale in the number of ports. Okay, for that we will have to go inside the port and then run the stress command. Okay, before that let's do a kubectl get all command and then monitor the load. Okay, it is still 6% and there is only one port running. Let's connect to the port. Kubectl get all. This is the port we are going, the nginx port we are going to log in, and then we will be running the stress command. For that, kubectl exec -it, then the port name nginx and the command bin bash. So I'm going to run bin bash inside the container. Okay, so now I'm inside the port, and as we can see here, the stress command is not installed. So I'm going to do an get update first. And then apt get installed stress. Apt get installed stress. Okay, let's go back and check the load. It is actually creating some load when we were running the commands, but it is not reaching the threshold, so it should be fine. Okay, so let's see the help command for stress. Okay, you can see here there's an example for stress command. The stress command can be used to test the CPU or IO load, but we are going to use this option for memory. Okay, let's do this command and let's say 45, and let's see if the load is getting increased and how the original port autoscaler is going to increase the number of ports. Okay, so let's go back. I guess missed one dash here. Yeah. Okay, let's go back and check the load. It is in 43%. It will increase now. Yeah. So container is creating. It has a load of around 106%. Okay, it might not create other ports because it's not that high. So we might not see any more reports getting created here. Okay, the load is getting decreased also, so we might not see any more ports getting generated. Okay, let's go back and add around 10 VM with 9M. Okay, so let's see if this creates more load. Yeah, it started creating another pod, and even now the load is not very high. So I think it will not create any more pods again. Okay, so we have seen the scale out. Now let's wait. Let's go and stop the command and let's see how the autoscaler going to scale down the ports. Okay, let's wait for the load to come down. Okay, I will pause the video now and I will show you when the ports started getting terminated. Okay. Okay. So the ports got terminated and we are back to the desired state. All right. So that's it, guys. We have come to the end of this video. Our horizontal port autoscaler worked fine and it scales in and out according to the load on the memory. So that worked fine. So I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.